Strange things are done in the midnight sun by men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and grows. Why he left his home in the South to roam around the pole, Lord only knows. He was always cold, yet the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell. Though he'd often say, in his homely way, I'd sooner live in hell. It was Christmas Day, and we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold, through the parka's fold it stabbed like a driven nail. And if our eyes we'd close, then our lashes froze. And sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, we were laid packed tight in our robes beneath the snow. The dogs were fed, and the stars o'erhead were dancing heel and toe. He turned to me, and, "Cap," says he, "I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request." Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. And then he said with a sort of moan, "It's the cursed cold, and it's got right hold till I'm chill, clean through to the bone. It ain't being dead, it's the awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains." Now, a pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. Then we started on at the streak of dawn, but, he looked ghastly pale. He was crouched on the sleigh, and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death as I hurried, horror-driven, with the corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, yet it seemed to say, "You may tax your brawn and your brains, but you promised true. Now it's up to you to cremate these last remains." Now, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. And in days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart, how I cursed that load. And the long, long night, by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows. Oh, how I loathed that thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. But on I went, though the dogs were spent, and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I often sing to that hateful thing, and it hearkened with a grin. Till I came to the marge of Lake LaBarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, and I saw in a thrice it was called the Alice May. Then I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at me frozen chum. "Here," says I with a sudden cry, "is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel up higher. And the flames just soared, and the furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom see. Then I burrowed a hole in the glowing coals, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. And then I took a hike, because I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, yet a hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I don't know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars were out and dancing about ere I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked. So the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile you could see a mile, and he said, "Please close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you're let in the cold and the storm. Since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm." Strange things are done in the midnight sun by men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge I cremated Sam McGee.